So we're all using AI to get ahead at work, right? It makes us more productive. But what if that convenience is hiding a major professional risk? Well, today, we're going to do a deep dive into this critical liability gap that opens up when you use AI, and more importantly, how you can protect your career. Let's get right into it.
Okay, picture this. Your company just rolled out a shiny, new, enterprise-grade AI tool. It's secure, it's compliant, it's officially approved. That means you can throw any work problem you've got at it, and your career is totally safe from stuff like data leaks or confidentiality breaches, right? I mean, that's a really common assumption, but, it's one that could land you in some seriously hot water.
And this right here is the heart of the issue. Even though your company provides the tool, there's still this huge gap. You, the professional using it, are ultimately responsible for every single thing you type into that little box. The company's protection, it has a very clear finish line.
Yeah, this is where that distinction becomes absolutely critical. See, your company's agreement with the AI provider, it covers the technical stuff, data encryption, platform security, all that. But what it does not cover is your professional judgment. It doesn't just wipe away your duty to protect your client's confidential information. The liability for the content you feed it, that rests squarely on your shoulders.
So how in the world do you navigate this? How do you use these incredibly powerful tools without putting your own professional standing on the line? Well, the solution is to have your own personal shield, a framework that makes sure every single interaction is secure. Think of it as your professional SAFEG guard.
And that brings us to the SAFE framework. It's basically a systematic method built specifically for this exact problem. The best way to think about it is like a mental checklist you run through before you hit send, just to make sure you're not accidentally compromising client data, system security, or your own reputation.
Let's break it down really quick. S is for secure. First things first, always protect the data. A is for adapt. You've got to align what the AI can do with your actual workflow, not just blindly copy and paste. F is for fine-tune. Take the AI's generic output and tailor it to meet your high professional standards. And finally, E is for execute. Go ahead and implement the solution, but with the right safeguards in place. It's simple, it's memorable, and it's incredibly effective.
Okay, so theory is great and all, but let's see how this actually works in the real world. We're going to look at a few common technical prompts and see exactly how the SAFE framework transforms them from being dangerously specific to professionally secure. All right, let's play a quick game I like to call Spot the Breach. We're going to look at 3 different types of technical prompts. One gives a specific server name and password, another one has an internal IP address, and the third mentions a client's specific backup job. So the question is simple. Which one of these breaches client confidentiality? And the answer might actually surprise you. It's all of them, every single one. Why? Because even technical details that seem anonymous, when you put them all together, can create a unique fingerprint that can identify a client's entire system, expose huge vulnerabilities, and completely violate trust agreements. The big lesson here is, when in doubt, just leave it out.
This is a perfect example of that transformation. Just look at the unsafe prompt on the left. It gives a specific server name and an actual password. I mean, that's a gigantic security risk. Now, the safe version on the right abstracts the problem. It asks for general troubleshooting methodologies for the same type of problem. You get the help you need without exposing a single shred of sensitive data.
Let's look at another one, this time for security configuration. The unsafe prompt gives away an internal IP address and even describes a specific business system. But the safe prompt, again, it abstracts it. It asks for optimization approaches for that general scenario. You see the pattern? You're asking for the how. You're not asking the AI to solve your specific confidential case.
Okay, one more, this time for backup systems. The unsafe prompt names the client server and the specific backup job. To an AI company, that's competitive intelligence gold. The safe version completely transforms it into a question about troubleshooting large data sets and timeouts. That's a universal technical problem. You get the expert knowledge you need without the dangerous disclosure.
To make this even easier, you can think about it in 3 security levels. Basic is for general learning, no client info whatsoever. Safe is for those technical scenarios where you've completely anonymized the details, just like in our examples. And ultra safe, that's for highly sensitive stuff where you need to completely abstract the problem into a general principle. Using this 3-level model will help you make the right call every single time.
Now, I know you might be thinking, wow, this seems a little overly cautious, but to really understand why this is non-negotiable, you have to know what happens to your data the instant you hit enter. So let's follow its permanent journey.
The second you hit enter, this timeline kicks off. Within milliseconds, your prompt is analyzed and profiled. Within minutes to hours, the AI is already building a detailed profile of your client's tech environment based on your questions. And then, within days or weeks, your data is permanently baked into the AI's training models and used for all sorts of commercial analysis. It's shockingly fast, and it is irreversible.
And this is a huge misconception. You can click delete conversation all you want, but that only removes it from your screen. That data is still living in back-end systems, in training sets, in archives. The professional takeaway here is stark. There is no way to completely remove your data. The only real protection is not to put sensitive data in there in the first place.
So why is your data kept forever? Well, because it's an incredibly valuable commercial asset. AI companies use this data for vulnerability research, for competitive intelligence on you and your company, for market research on tech trends, and of course, to develop their next products. Every single prompt you enter is feeding these massive data sets.
Okay, so after hearing all that, it's easy to feel like you should just steer clear of AI altogether. But that is not the goal here. Understanding these risks isn't about limiting yourself. It's about elevating your skills. This is what separates an amateur user from a real professional. This is your professional edge.
So, what does this all boil down to? It's really about internalizing these key principles. Make applying the SAFE framework a routine habit. Use those basic safe and ultra-safe levels to make quick, clear decisions. And always remember that these frameworks are here to support your professional judgment. They do not replace it. A systematic approach is truly the best defense you have for your career.
Let's just end on this powerful idea. This isn't about fear. It's not about avoiding these tools. I mean, they're transformative. The real goal is to master them, to use them expertly and responsibly so you can harness all their power while completely shielding yourself and your clients from the risks.
So I'll leave you with one last thing to think about. The very last prompt you typed into an AI for work. Think about it. Was it specific? Did it have any details that could be traced back to a client or even your own company? Was it SAFE?